Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be continuing the narration and character voice acting for the side story Operation Lucent Arrowhead. Alright everybody, part 2, so the usual shenanigans will be part of this beginning, but before we do so, to anybody who bumps into the voiceover through this very episode, the full playlist for this is in the description of the video together with the playlist for the very first collab story, the first Rainbow Six story, is also in there, so if you've missed that one and want to see it as well, I would recommend it considering this is a continuation of the first thing. They're both there, enjoy, and thank you very much. And speaking of thank yous, guys, as always, thank you very much for all the comments, likes, and interaction on the previous video. Much obliged. And one of the comments, speaking of the comments, one of the comments reminded me of something that I forgot to ask you guys in the previous part. And that was if you see any kind of, or notice any kind of little anecdotes or mentions that are, you know, like stuff like memes from the actual Rainbow Six game, or mentions that are part of there, outside of the usual, you know, the whole like Fuze teaching the members of the Galeria to do the attacker-defender thing, that is gameplay stuff. But if it's something obscure like what I saw from at Mr. Mark Klug, I hope I'm saying that that username right, who said basically Fuze getting shot as a hostage is peak irony. And I saw that and I read that, well, when I was reading the story, and I was like, I wonder if this is a reference to the game, and I was gonna ask at the end of the episode, on the previous episode, if that is a reference, or if you guys know any references that you can leave me in the comments, but I forgot. So thank you for reminding me. And speaking of, I did ask back if that is some kind of meme from the community, and both Mr. Mark Klug and John Bass both answered that question, so thank you both, which is basically, the meme there is basically that Fuze players would usually use the cluster charges to basically blow up, well, the hostage. So yeah, Fuze getting shot there during that kerfuffle is very, very peak irony. I agree, that is peak. Anyway, thank you very much for that, and for now, we're gonna go through the usual shenanigans of what happened in the previous part, so for those of you who wanna skip, the timestamps are as always down in the comment section below. But for now, on the previous part, we essentially began the story with Ella's team, aka Ella, Iana, Doc, and Fuze, back on Earth at Magnet Hill number 2, as they are going back there to essentially look for the missing Ash Squad, as they are still obviously not back. And as they're looking around and meet up in the essentially hollowed out space that is the place where the old laboratory was, where everybody disappeared in, they essentially get isekai'd. Great. We don't get an answer as to how and what triggered it, but maybe we'll get to know eventually. Probably not. Let's be real here. But doesn't matter, they get isekai'd. Shenanigans. And then we switch to Terra. As we are in Dossoles, a armed force is approaching a penthouse in a Galeria, and they are trying to seize the two people that are in the penthouse, a assistant by the name of Milosh and a artist by the name of Raynell. As they storm in and confront the two, Team Rainbow suddenly literally drops through the ceiling out of nowhere, and as they are assessing the situation, they soon realize that they are in quite the kerfuffle, as they engage in combat and incapacitate the assailing force. They pick up their incapacitated people and, well, not all of them, but they run away, essentially leaving a couple of stragglers behind. But the Rainbow Squad has a time to assess where they are. As they walk out to the balcony and take a look around, they very quickly realize that they are in a city that is not a city that they recognize. They ask Raynell about where they are. They soon realize that they are not even in a country that they realize, not even on a landmass that they realize, and as Iana looks out on the horizon, she sees two moons rising up. Dorothy is not in Kansas anymore. We then proceed to get our usual introductions to more people in the story, as we see a little Durin girl that looks very punky, by the name of Techno. She's scoping up the gallery and was trying to tag it as well. Team Rainbow, in the meantime, gets essentially hired by Raynell to be his bodyguards for the time being. And we get introduced to the artist community of the city, which live in pretty much the poor sector of Dossoles. We get introduced to Diaz, who is essentially the de facto leader of that community, and is also the adoptive father of little Techno. We get introduced to another person, the very same person who sent in the military squad to capture Renel and his assistant, Capitan Mateo, as he is essentially trying to force Renel to hand out the deeds for the land where the artist community is placed on in the city, as they are in his possession. But in the meantime, our Rainbow Squad has quite the time of their life. Ella has to escort Renel around, and she is well, she's being put through her paces, especially mentally. The guy is very eccentric and very laid back, as he's enjoying every moment of it. Meanwhile, Iana and Doc are essentially having their minds blown by everything they're seeing, from people with horns on their heads to something that would especially shock someone who is probably, you know, comes from like a church background, as they literally see a, for a lack of a better term, a demon and an angel cross paths on a street, and well, pog faces all around. These two are amazing. Meanwhile, we also see our final two, at least for now, final two people join into the fun, as Tequila and Catapult are arriving in the city with a delivery of medicine, or rather inhibitors, for the infected of the artist community. In the meantime, Fuze is also having the time of his life. As aforementioned, he is training the Galleria security personnel, essentially by making them IRL play Rainbow Six Siege, as they split up into two teams of one attacker, one defender, and Fuze is the hostage, and, well, he's having the time of his life, especially getting shot by the end of it. Not obviously wounded, but just for shits and giggles. Amazing. In the meantime, as Tequila and Catapult are arriving in the city, Capitano has sent out his men to both impersonate the Rainbow team to sow confusion, and also to essentially intercept the delivery of medicine and take it away. They succeed by blowing up essentially the car and snatching the medicine, and Tequila and Catapult need to retreat for the time being. Meanwhile, Iana and Doc get a picture taken of them, as they are reluctant to either pay for the picture. The person is also reluctant to delete the picture, as he is trying to extort them. The person runs away, and the two of them pick up pursuit. They end up in the artist community, essentially, running into a little Techno who is essentially tagging a wall there, but suddenly collapses due to her oropathy. Doc rushes to her side to help her, and administers her very own inhibitor that she carries on her, and the two of them escort her back to the community. As they helped someone from the community, they get welcomed with open arms, even though Diaz is not very welcome of them, as he recognizes the two of them from the TV, as they are the bodyguards of Renel, and Renel is pretty much the enemy of the artist community. And upon realizing that, the two of them get pretty much shooed away from the streets. Later on, Mateo hatches a new plan and is trying to deliver the medicine to a storehouse, essentially. Tequila picks up an info handed to him through a old acquaintance from Candela herself, and Team Catapult, Tequila and Techno go to the warehouse, and Team Rainbow, by their own side, who also got tipped off to the medicine arrival, also are in the same warehouse. As the lights go out by Techno's hand and music starts accidentally blaring through the speakers, pretty much chaos breaks out in there, as everybody is running into everybody. Fuze gets knocked out by Techno herself. Fuze very quickly learning that the people of Terra are physically stronger, even if they look weaker than them. And the team lands in a Mexican standoff, essentially, between the two sides, until the delivery man arrives and he gets interrogated himself, and everybody quickly learns that, well, no one was at fault. There was another party involved with the stealing, and they make amends. They all go back to the artist community, and kumbaya, my lord, essentially. But yeah, they hand out the medicine. At least Ella and Iana are helping out, handing out the medicine. And at the end of it, we see Ella being called away by Diaz himself, as he wants to have a little one-on-one talk with Ella. And that is where we left off. So then, let us proceed. Also, as a little added bonus, today we are gonna be also, once we are completely done, gonna be picking up our dear buddy Fuze, because I didn't accept him yet, but all in due time. First off, let's see how much we're gonna cover today, and we're pretty much gonna cover stages 4, 5, and 6 with the story. So that pretty much means that with the next episode we're gonna be finishing stuff off, but for now, let's begin with our first story stage, which is number 4, titled Non-Traditional Exhibit. And it says, the norm here is shocking to anywhere else. The norm anywhere else is nothing but a shackle here. Let's start.
No, there's absolutely no way I'm letting Renel's lackeys join our festival as long as I'm here. The festival is just around the corner, and I have to make sure nothing goes wrong.
But they've already returned the medicine, and Renel is fine with it too.
We don't know what they could be hiding up their sleeves. Can you promise me that their intentions are only good? Why so quiet, Techno?
Papa, I know they're Renel's people. The papers are full of pictures of them and Renel together. There is no arguing that. But that day, when my erypathy flared up, I fell to the ground and couldn't move. I was all alone. I thought I was done for. Just as I was about to accept my fate, they showed up and saved me, and brought me back to the neighborhood. I felt the same kind of despair in that fire many years ago, Papa, until you came and saved me from the flames.
How's that the same thing? I'm a firefighter, Techno. Saving you is my job, and I wanted nothing more than that. But them? Are you sure they have no ulterior motives?
I'll get someone to keep an eye on them if you're worried. Can't we just let them watch, Papa? Please?
Why are you being so stubborn, Techno? If you vouch for them, you'll be the first one blamed if something really goes wrong.
Come on, Papa. I won't let them make any trouble.
Why do you always start acting so spoiled every time we argue?
Oh, please, Papa. Please.
Bats her eyelashes at him.
Fine. Stop betting your eyelashes. It doesn't work on me.
But it used to.
Is that so? You didn't have such outrageously colorful hair then. You didn't drape yourself in black yet. And didn't make clicking noises with every step. Yeah, estuvo suave. Let's get this done. What's wrong with dressing up all pretty like you did before? Enough. Quit your pouting and get their leader to come and find me for a quick talk.
Should I tell her to come here?
No, we'll chat on the beach. Miss Ella, do you know why I'm here?
Probably not for the beach.
I'm sure this beach is nothing compared to the amazing views you must enjoy working for right now.
Hard to say. A clean beach behind an alley full of trash makes for a surprisingly pleasant view. The way the light hits is much prettier than how it shines on the neighborhood.
Nothing much we can do about that. There's too many buildings with uneven heights there. As for the trash, it used to be even worse. I had to bring a team here myself to clear it all. And now any aspiring litterbug faces my wrath. I believe anyone visiting Dossoles should always get a chance to enjoy the beach. Am I right, Miss Ella?
I didn't come here to litter, Mr. Diaz, only to enjoy the view, same as you are now. I like how clean and quiet it is. No rowdy tourists or casino ads in sight.
That's because the wind is so strong here. No one wants to develop the area.
I can see it in the trees. Their leaves only grow where the wind doesn't blow. They're resilient, and they still thrive even though la brisa, the breeze, is so strong.
You mean el viento, the wind?
Sorry, I'm not good with your local language.
Miss Ella, you say you just want to watch us, and it's not like we have anything to hide, but you should remember to keep your hands to yourself at all times. Techno likes hanging out with you, and the community is happy to have your people here as well, so I'll play the bad guy here. If you betray her trust and hurt her feelings, I'll make sure you pay the price, even if it costs me my life.
You care very much for Miss Techno. Isn't she just your subordinate?
I never married or had children. Since I saved her from a fire, she has essentially become my daughter. That's all I have to say. I'll leave the rest for you to decide.
What a roundabout way of showing paternal love.
An infectious disease caused by an industrial mineral that people here can't live without. It manifests discreetly, has a variety of symptoms, and so far cannot be cured. I can't imagine what it would be like if something like oil was infectious.
Did you say something, Senor Gustave?
Oh, nothing. Just rambling to myself.
Here's the medicine and equipment you asked for. Anything you need?
I think this should be enough.
Since the loss of the doctor in charge of this neighborhood, there's been a shortage of medical help here. Everyone's glad that you've been lending a hand. That's his notebook on neuropathy over there. He was infected many years before he eventually,
I can tell from just his handwriting that he was patient and meticulous in his work.
All of us do miss him very much. Oh, also, about the people you were looking for. I sent a messenger to get your request out quick. I only met them a few times before, so I'm not too sure if those operators are the same ones you've been looking for, but having hope is better than having nothing, right?
Certainly. I can't thank you enough. But, a messenger?
That's right.
Do you not have international calling here?
International?
Senor Ernesto, I have an appointment today, and it's now.
Oh, it's you, Ellie. This is Senor Gustave, our new doctor.
Hello, Senor Gustave. Mama made me some bread for the new doctor, so this is yours.
Oh, please, thank it for me. What kind of bread is it?
A croissant.
No, my little friend. It's croissant. You say it like this. Croissant.
Weird. No one says it like that.
Trust me, that's the proper way.
Don't most people usually pronounce it like, croissant?
No. I can't believe this is happening.
Are you okay, doctor? You don't look so good.
No, I'm fine. Have you been feeling unwell at all lately?
Hey, you two. That arm needs to be a bit higher, so it can connect to the shoulder later.
You got it!
Making two puppets dance together. Ambitious. It took us half a year from concept to making the actual thing, but it looks like our efforts haven't been in vain. Did you plan all this? Me? No, the original idea came from Papa. Mr. Diaz? I can't believe it actually... The year that fire happened was particularly dry. When the dance hall went up in flames, the blaze was so intense that people couldn't escape. It was Papa then who insisted on fighting the fire and saving us despite the orders he had. He tried his best, but couldn't save everyone. The fire scared us all, and nobody wants to talk about it. We can't dance the night away like before, not with all that pain still inside us. But within the last few years, people have slowly regained the desire to dance. Except for Papa. He still feels guilty over the people he couldn't save. And yet, he still went and proposed this. Papa says he can't dance with everyone, but he can at least be the one that gets everyone together. You know what, Techno? I was shocked when I first got here. Chaotic city planning has the place crammed with illegally built structures and jam-packed with people. I thought the whole place was a giant fire hazard. But there are lots of firefighting facilities in your streets and alleys. You've got quick evacuation routes and plans in every building. And then I thought, whoever runs this place is actually pretty capable. And I'm doubly sure of that now. That goes without saying. Hey, what's going on over there? What happened? I think that arm stopped moving.
What's going on? This is bad. The arm got tangled with the puppet's body cables when it moved. Can we detach the and reposition it? No, it's jammed pretty tight. Where exactly? I'll get someone to untangle it. It's an awkward spot between the 3rd and 4th floors, far away from the windows. Use a safety harness? Maybe. We'll give it a try.
Isn't it kind of dangerous to send someone down from the 8th floor like that? That's much higher than the puppet's head. They don't have other options. They can't find a spot to anchor their ropes on lower floors. Can you not move it with a remote control? Oh, that building's other walls don't have any good spots for easy climbing. We handcrafted these puppets and their internal structure is real complicated. Only someone super familiar with them could handle this. Be careful. Almost. Just a little bit more to the left. Oh no! The technician fell!
Whew. He's fine. He has a safety harness on. Can he try again? I'm afraid not. That drop has his legs shaking uncontrollably. No, Hermano. I really can't do it. I'm afraid of heights. But you're the one who's the most familiar with the puppet's internals. Anyone else would just find it near impossible to fix. No, it was so scary when I fell. I really thought I was a goner. Why not call Techno? She designed it after all. Techno! Techno!
Is he alright?
He's fine, but he's scared out of his wits. So the boss was hoping you could try your hand at it.
I don't know a thing about the insides though.
Huh. Didn't you design them?
I mean, I only designed what they look like. I wasn't involved in the actual production.
Then, what should we do?
Techno, mind letting me and Fuze have a try? We both have experience with heavy machinery. Huh? Miss Ella? You're already done talking with Papa? Give us a chance, Techno. But didn't Papa say... I can help out too, Techno. We all have some engineering experience, so I'm sure we can do something. I am...
You're not afraid of heights, senorita? That's the 8th floor. Knowing theory isn't exactly enough.
I once dropped out of a 20-story building, mister. This'll be a piece of cake. No, you can't do that. You stay here. I'll go up myself.
Techno?
I'm sorry, Ella. It's not that I doubt you, but I promised Papa I wouldn't let you participate, no matter what.
But will you be able to fix it, Techno?
I'll try my best.
Can you do me a favor, Mayor?
Of course. What is it?
Those guys over there with their eyes on me, get them off my tail if they follow me. I need to find Fuze. Oh, so Papa Dia sent some backup. I can do it, but where are you going? Up there. There is no way Techno can handle the big guy.
Ella? Hey! Damn it, where did that lady go?
Sorry, mister, but I need your help with something.
Huh?
You can't just sleep here. Milosh? That mechanical restorationist from Iberia is here. Are you ready to see her? Of course, bring her in. Senor Renel, may I ask what it is you need me to see? The music box. On the table. Oh, the famous designer Alicia. Sensational masterpiece from 15 years ago. It is truly beautiful. I can feel a sense of comforting tranquility. Just look at the carving of the female figure on the lid. Serene and beautiful, her eyes full of compassion, with a faint hint of bitterness on her lips. Truly an indescribable work of beauty. You can spare me the details, madam. I've spent the past several days with it, so I'm well acquainted with its form. The drum is badly damaged, and I'm not sure it can be fully repaired. It's fine, that was my doing. I don't need it repaired. There is a music score in the center of the box, and I hope you can make a new drum to play it. That. A hidden compartment? The man picks up the music box from the table and turns it upside down. He lodges a fingernail into the seemingly tightly sealed bottom panel, and it opens to reveal a folded note inside. Renel carefully unfolds the note and places it on the table, its yellowed hue showing its age. It is a neatly handwritten music score. How did you know about this hidden compartment? Oh, I was there when my mother worked on this box. I saw her put the note in there. Are you sure about this? Going up to the 8th floor from here, and then rappelling down? Of course, it's the quickest way to get to our target. Also the most dangerous way. You don't trust me to keep you from falling? No, I do, but we are not welcome here. Such a public move will only make us a target for criticism when they decide to make us their enemies. You're talking more than usual. And you're talking less sense than usual. I just don't want their idea to go to waste. Why are you so concerned with these delusional artists? What's wrong with delusions? It just means jaws will drop to the ground when they actually succeed in their impossible difficulty self-imposed challenges. When you put it that way, all our operations are just like that. And who would say otherwise? You need to move fast when you land. People are after us and they'll catch up soon. But don't rush yourself either. I'll buy you enough time. Thanks. Techno seems ready with the equipment she's wearing, but her constant ear scratching tells me otherwise. Should we act now? Hold on, we'll wait for
her to land first. I don't want to crash into her when I go down. Hey, slow down! You're jumping me too fast! She thinks that's fast?
She's like a tiny feather falling slowly in the air.
This isn't the best time to be laughing yourself silly.
She's in position. Everything's in place. You can go.
Ella grabs the safety rope with both hands, twists her body out of the window, and stands on the other wall trying to balance her suspended body against the wind. She waits until the wind gradually dies down and frees a hand to straighten her cap that had slanted in the wind as she flashes a smile to Fuze. Soon after, she lets go of the rope with her remaining hand and disappears out the window, leaving only a rope sliding quickly from the window sill.
Alright, seems like they managed to connect.
Why are you here? Quiet and pay attention. You almost cut a major cable. What happened to those people following you?
Shook them off.
Didn't Papa tell you not to get involved?
Yeah, he did.
Then why did you come?
To make sure you don't mess up this project.
Are you talking to me like that just because you know what to do?
Well, do you? I did a quick scan of the puppet's arm controls on the way down here. The hydraulic driver is the one causing the problem. Hand me your tools.
They're all above! Hurry!
We would have caught them a long time ago if that woman didn't get in our way.
Time to deal with my troubles. Boss, good news. The cables are free.
So soon? Alright, get Techno back up and we'll get them to assemble the puppet's limbs.
She says she wants to stay in there.
What?
I said I want to stay here. I'll help out with the installation from here.
I'm glad that you want to help us out, but can you promise you won't bother Miss Ella over there?
Say that again and I'll fly right up and smash your face in.
Miss Ella, do you mind if she stays here for my face's sake? Of course. Techno is a loyal friend. She doesn't want me to risk my life all alone at such a height. How can I feel anything other than gratitude? Hey, look! The puppet's arm is moving again. That's Techno over there, but why is someone else with her? Who is that? An engineer? A technician? Techno's assistant? An assistant? For real? Techno never liked other people getting involved in their designs. Let me take a look again. Nope, something's blocking my view. Hey, you over there, can you tell who it is? You talking to me? Yeah, you've been looking that way for a good while now. Can you make out who's with Techno? You mean Ella? That's a little complicated. Whoa, am I seeing things or did that one just hit Techno on the head? The last guy who did something like that almost got a finger bitten off. I guess you could say she's a friend of Techno's? Damn, you slipped away fast. Huh, a tough one. Staying silent after tasting one of my punches. Get out of the way unless you plan on dying here. Ah! Hold on, Techno! We'll be right there! That woman won't touch another hair on your head!
Get your hands off me! What are you up to?
Get away from the window! Techno? Are you alright?
Why are you up there?
Papa sent me to watch these foreigners and I heard you screaming. What did that woman do to you? I'll be down to help right away.
No, it's nothing. I'm fine. I just...
I only bopped her on the head. Did it hurt?
No.
Then why did you scream?
Anyway, I'm totally fine. You guys go back and tell Papa everything's okay. I'll watch her and nothing will go wrong.
Techno, pass me the soldering tools. Thanks.
Here you go.
She's willing to play assistant? See, they're working so well together. Everything's okay, right? The puppets are all done, boss. Whew. Is everyone ready? Amigos, this is the hardest part. We must give them a pulse, give them blood, vitality, life. I've been ready for a while, boss. Give the order. Hello, everyone. After more than 6 months of hard work and dedication, we've overcome our obstacles and finally arrived at the end. Thank you all for sticking with it. Listen up, everybody. Our first rehearsal is about to begin. Come on, girls. Let's bat those eyelashes. They're alive. I've pictured this many times. From the flyers, design drafts, and what everyone was saying, I figured I'd have to compromise on my design, that their pair could never be what I wanted them to be. What about now? Looking at them with your own eyes? All I can say is, it's beyond what I could have imagined myself. Iana is once again struck by their beautiful faces and delicate construction as she looks at the two puppets blinking away. They looked like beautiful art installations when they were standing still, but their movements have now transformed them into the two most beautiful girls in town. Iana is unable to glimpse their eyes as their thick lashes lower too quickly for her to get a good look. Suddenly, one of them lowers her head, turning toward Iana. Her lower eyelashes lift without dropping back down, and their gazes meet. A pair of vermilion pupils. Why are her eyes orange? It's the morning sun reflecting in them. She'll dance under the sun as much as she likes. Oh, so it's the sun making that color. You know, we originally wanted to have their eyes in black because it'd be easier, but Techno disagreed. She thinks black is the worst color to pair with the sun. No, she's got it wrong. The worst color to pair with the sun is actually white. The puppets begin to stretch their limbs as the crowd cheers on. Moving each joint takes a group of people and all their strength, shouting as they pull the rope in unison. On pull! Uno, dos, tres, pull! The puppets lift their knees and take a step forward. Alright, everyone! Uno, dos, tres, release! Ugh. The puppets wave their arms and brush them against their sides. Okay, uno, dos, tres, again! They walk briskly through the residential buildings along a path made by the spectators, occasionally bending down to fit below the skyways. They eventually stop in the neighborhood's central square. One, two, three. Ugh. Thanks, friend. Want to find a better spot to enjoy the show? I'm good. The view from this window isn't bad. What time is it? Yes, almost here. As the sky gradually darkens and the twin moons rise from the far side of the city, the moonlit concrete floor appears to resemble a frozen lake in winter. As the two puppet dancers twirl on the ground, the moonlight highlights their bodies as they move to the castanet's rhythm, alternating between straightening and twisting. Music pours out from the skyscrapers, roofs, alleys, and even some dimly lit windows. This is an impromptu ensemble performance without a rehearsal or a conductor. The sounds flow freely along with the puppet dancers' choreography. Their skirts catch the notes landing at their feet, transforming them into a part of their beautiful dance. The tall puppets lower their heads, watching those at their feet. Those people, small and light as a feather, follow in their dance steps. They leap into the air and come back down to the ground. Still think I wasn't talking sense?
It was well worth it. So you were willing to help them out because you envisioned something like this?
No, I never thought of it that way. It wouldn't have been fun otherwise.
Wow, amazing. Who taught you the harmonica?
It was Mama. She can do anything. She can play this, she can dance, she can draw, and she can even bake super yummy croissants. Mama is my favorite person.
I have the utmost respect for this superhuman woman, but I must insist. It should be pronounced croissant.
Croissant?
Ugh, forget it. I'm going to get some coffee.
Senor Reynel, I finished inspecting the box, and it'll take a few weeks to repair it. But I've managed to reproduce a portion of the drama according to that hidden score. Would you like to hear it?
Yes. A melody pours out of the box, bringing Reynel back more than a decade to a time when he hid behind a door to eavesdrop on the tinkling coming from his mother's workshop.
Judging by this little bit I've restored, it must be a lullaby.
An extremely simple tune.
Yes, I was surprised when I first heard it, because I recall that your mother crafted elaborate melodies into her older works.
She wrote this piece herself. She's no professional composer, but she, as a mother, wrote this simple lullaby for her child. Nothing special about it.
But it must be special to that child, at least. Senora Nell, you've been staring at the window this whole time. Is something there?
Nothing much, just watching the moons rise.
Croissant? Anybody? Anybody wants a croissant? I want a croissant now. Okay, I see what the hubbub was about, and also, I'll say this. For now, that is either the top or second most difficult scene that I have so far recorded throughout this whole story. And it's only difficult, not because of the pronunciations and stuff, it's difficult because it was breaking me so many times. You guys do not want to know how many freaking times I have went over that scene. Pre-recording, post-recording, during recordings. There was many attempts. There was many attempts and every single one of them broke me. I managed to get one through and I was like, yes! Keep going! Oh god. Croissant? Anyway, we do have one more enemy to add here, which is the Farseer drone. And it says, an unarmed drone issued by Coalition Army. Though originally designed for reconnaissance, a circuitry issue made it unreliable at this, so an attack module was installed as a last resort. I guess it's still useful. Don't throw stuff away, right? Anyway, we move on to stage number 5, which is Fire Lane. And it says, kindly lower your voices, for the curator is currently greeting guests. He sends his regrets that he could not personally give the tour. Let's begin. A voice on the TV can be heard. Last night, a pair of giant wooden puppets appeared in the street art community. Their magnificence shocked everyone who had the opportunity to see them. These fine puppets were created by one of the local artists, and during yesterday's rehearsal they waltzed and fluttered under the moonlight. We can see from the video how they dance so elegantly under the artist's control, almost as if they were alive. The neighborhood is known for violence, gangs, and homeless, contributing to a high crime rate. It's an area that most usually steer clear of. But despite the risks, the performance last night attracted lots of visitors. Now, let's go to our reporter on the scene and see what the attendees have to say.
Yo, boss. Un helando, por favor.
Boss? Back to the voice on the TV. Senor, what were you doing when the two puppets showed up? I was jogging at the time. Suddenly I saw a huge face between two buildings. I was so shocked I fell to the ground. But then I mustered up my courage, walked over there and watched the whole performance. And when it was all over, my legs couldn't stop shaking. I wasn't scared this time though. I was stunned. Okay, thank you again for your time, senor. From the way he's walking, it looks like he was telling the truth. Now let us turn the camera over to some of the artists who live here. Maybe we can ask them why they made this pair of giant puppets. What stories will they have to tell us?
Senores, senoras, please place your bets. Shh. Excuse me?
Oh, look at the little girl who just walked by. She's one of the main players here. Senorita, a moment please. I hear you're the mastermind behind this performance. For you to take on such a major role at your age... Yeah, get to the point, I'm busy. Sure, what's with the two puppets? Did you go through all the trouble to draw the attention to this community? A few years ago, 2 buildings in our neighborhood burned down in a fire. None of you turned your attention to us. Fire? Nobody remembers, I knew it. The puppet show is to commemorate that fire. It's to commemorate our friends who left us that day. That's why we arranged to open our festival on the same day as the fire. But Galeria Kryształowa is also scheduled to have its widely anticipated opening ceremony that day. Is there any pressure from that at all? Maybe a little before the rehearsal, but basically not at all now. The performance on our opening day will be even more sensational. I don't think an art museum can hold a candle to a performance. No matter how they spruce up their gimmicks, their opening ceremony is only there to tell us one thing. That Raynell can do business.
Why did you turn off the TV, Milosh? I was watching that. You should get some sleep. I don't want to. I'm not tired at all. Sleep. Milosh, why are you frowning like that? Why aren't you happy for me? Go to sleep, Raynell. It's been more than a decade. The birthday present that should have been mine is finally back in my hands. I'm delighted. Really? Look at what a mess you are now. Say what you want, I'm not convinced. That music box was supposed to be mine. Before my birthday, she said she'd give me one. But that old bastard wasn't happy about it.
How could she have made a piece with absolutely no economic value? She's a genius, a star. Her works are meant to be sold at exhibitions for high prices. It wasn't meant to sit on a boy's bedside table, never to be known by the masses. But it's made its way back to you. After so many years, it returned to its rightful owner. I love it, even though it's been modified beyond recognition. I love it. What about her, Milosh? Will she like my gift? Everything you've given her, she couldn't bear to let go. Why aren't you saying anything? I do want to sleep now, Milosh.
I saw you on TV. You shouldn't have showed off like that for the media.
Papa, you're the one who suggested we make the giant puppets. If you were going to worry about showing off, you should have thought of that sooner.
Techno, I just got a letter from the government. The letter says that if the arts festival is a success, a group of Lethanian cultural exchange representatives will come to our puppet show.
You mean we might get government support?
It's more likely we'll end up at their beck and call. Warlords, merchants, politicians, there are plenty of men with their eyes on this plot of land. We're getting too much attention in too short a period of time. It's too much pressure. Maybe this just goes to show how useless I am.
Don't say that, Papa. Before you got here, nobody cared if this place burned for a whole day and night. There wasn't even anyone here to report on it. It's because you've been here for us that we got to live peaceful lives the past couple years. All of us know the work you've been putting in for our sakes. Everything you've done, you did so we could walk under the sun again, no? We're another step closer to our goal now. What are you worried about?
Let me think about it some more, Techno. I can't let the rest of you walk under the sun without any protection.
Senor Milosh, have you and Senor Renel seen the street art community's puppet show? You chose to hold Galeria Krishtaova's opening ceremony on the same day as their arts festival. Certainly their successful rehearsal has taken away much of the attention that deservedly would have been yours. Do you feel any pressure?
Please make way, ma'am.
Senor Milosh, please answer our questions.
Sorry, but we are not planning on taking anything from the press today.
Senor Milosh, is your silence an indication of the pressure you're under?
That's close enough, Senora.
Senor Milosh!
Is Miss Ella here yet?
Yes, she's waiting in the exhibition hall.
I need to talk to her. Make sure nobody disturbs us.
Yes, sir.
Miss Ella, sorry to keep you waiting. You'll have to forgive me. The outside is packed with reporters.
Mr. Milosh, why did you call me back from the art community all of a sudden?
You're getting along well with them, aren't you?
Yes, I am. The people there are vivacious. And even though some of them are sick, their urge to create is as strong as ever. People who call themselves artists are a dime a dozen, but I have to admit that the people there truly love art.
What about Raynell? What do you think of him?
He's an interesting man.
Is that all?
I'm afraid I can't see any of that in him.
You once told me that Mr. Szczepan's paintings made you uncomfortable. That's because you have never met him. The discomfort that his personal presence brings to others is 100 times greater than that of his paintings.
If it wasn't for him, you would have seen those qualities in Raynel. Nothing is beneath Szczepan as Casimir's most famous artwork dealer, be it verbal attacks, threats of violence, or economic suppression. He will do whatever it takes to make the artist working with him follow his every command. Not even his wife, Raynel's mother, could escape this fate. That's a pain no creator could bear. It must have been an agonizing marriage. You're right, she even destroyed her own work as a form of protest, but only a week later the damaged portrait was sold at auction for an astronomical price on account of its so-called profound philosophical meaning. She should have left. She couldn't. She couldn't leave her child to the arrogant bastard, especially a child that very much resembled herself. Is there a reason you're trying to get me to sympathize with him now, of all times, Mr. Milos? You're a sharp one, to the point that it's frustrating. Galeria Kryształowa's opening ceremony is set to be held on the anniversary of Raynel's mother's passing. The day has a special significance to him. Perhaps you and your team can help out a little. Just a short while will do. If you could work it so the two events are even just one day apart. I'm sorry, Mr. Milos, but I can't. If you've seen the news, then you know what that day means to the community. Miss Ella, you should do what you can. This isn't a request, it's a reminder. It doesn't matter how emotional or stirring their puppet show is, it will be overshadowed on the day the Galleria opens. You're awake. Were you outside? Yes, I met with Miss Ella. What did she say? She refused. I'm not surprised. Why did you ask me to call her back here? The puppet show would be in good hands if she were to run it, and then perhaps there would come a day when it forms an iconic performance that represents this place, as they hope it will. But it won't be on that day. I almost sympathize with them. They're spending so much time, effort, and energy on this. To tell the truth, if it wasn't for the scheduling conflict, I would even go to see the performance myself, compared to the junk that the art buyers are gobbling up downstairs. I'm a lot more interested in their creation. It's been some years since you last said you liked a particular piece. Right. Let them be. It's just a shame. No matter how overwhelming a piece of art is in the beginning, it can't compare to a magnificent death. The last explosives are in place. I will make the final adjustments tomorrow to ensure that everything goes as planned on the day of the ceremony. Thank you for everything you've done, Milos. For me. No thanks necessary. Did you know, Raynel? When you talked about destruction just now, your eyes were sparkling. Just like when you used to talk to me about creation. It's just similar, that's all. But it's more than enough to me. Who is it? Why now? It's fine, I'll go get it. How is a single phone call taking so long? Milos is mouthing back to Raynel, aka he's mostly just moving his mouth without actually saying anything. He won't shut up. Who is it? That captain. What does he want? What else could it be? The community. Whatever. Give me the phone. Hello, Mr. Matteo? Yes, I'm very busy right now. If you need anything, we'll talk later. The man briskly hangs up the phone and rips the line out. Booker, is something the matter? Miss Candela, the captain is growing restless. Renel's toyed with him for so long, and he's restless only now. Our man just sent word. He's planning to use violence to deal with the street art community. Violence? In my domain? Where did he find the guts? Someone in the coalition government supports him. He has the power to deploy all of the coalition military's resources within the city. Well, these bastards are certainly learning to extend their reach. Should we do something to stop this plan of his? Let's not for the time being. That art community's always been a whimsical bunch, making trouble for the city government. They'd be doing me a favor if they managed to take care of our problems there. But you need to keep a close eye on them. Mateo's a short-sighted and greedy man. With this much power in his hands, I doubt his intentions will stay all that pure. That aside, Miss Candela, will you be attending the Galeria Kristalova's opening ceremony in a few days? Another boy who loves looking for trouble. I'll pass. Have someone send a congratulatory gift. Please excuse me then. Wait a moment. I have something else I need Ernesto to take care of for me. Remember to pass this on to him. Reynel, do you remember me? We met a few years ago. Yes, you're... Hold on, don't remind me. It's on the tip of my tongue. Mr. Norris, right? We bid on the same Minon statue 3 years ago. Your excellent memory has left a profound impression on me. You kept talking about the statue that night. You recalled even the prior collectors who had owned the piece. Right. That's one of my qualities, remembering just about everything. It's been a while, but you've changed a lot. You're much more like your father now that you've matured. It's too bad he left us all too soon, before he could see all that I'm accomplishing now. Don't be sad. Even if he isn't here to witness it, he's no doubt proud that his son's achievements are exceeding his own. I sure hope so. Mr. Kowalski, I've been looking for you. Hey, Chetty, how have you been? An Iberian fresco just made it into the exhibition hall downstairs. You've been going all across the world this past year collecting these masterpieces, haven't you? That was last year. This year, I'm planning on buying as many Ianese inkwash paintings as I can. I didn't expect your investment outlook to change so quickly. You're getting the wrong idea, Reynel. It's not our outlook that's changing quickly. It's Mr. Chatty whose mind is changing all the time. Sounds like fun. He's just remarried this year. From what I hear, the lady is very into ink wash paintings. On that note, let me get straight to the point, Mr. Kowalski. I want to get rid of those frescoes and fast. Do you know a way to clear them out? Mary isn't keen to keep Gaffrey's collection. I should be able to facilitate that. I'll do what I can. Please, don't be so humble. You're Stepan Kowalski's son. Years ago, your father took less than 2 weeks to round up all my... Oh, sorry, Mr. Reynel. I didn't know you were standing there. What's your problem, woman? Didn't you see the three of us? Gentlemen, this is my bodyguard. I will reprimand her in a moment. Do you maybe need a change of clothes? Of course I do. I can't stand around drenched in wine. Please excuse me, gentlemen. Thanks for that. If one more person had approached me there, I would have suffocated to death. No need to thank me. Just doing my job. I thought you wouldn't be here today. The art community's puppet show is tomorrow. there must be lots to take care of there.
Our contract is still in effect.
What a touching spirit of obligation. So, what about after it comes to an end? Where will you go?
What's that on your back?
Oh, my scars? Nothing to worry about, just the price I paid for certain betrayals.
Once the contract is over, we'll leave Dossoles and search for our lost teammates.
In that case, I guess it's not likely we'll meet again. With a stubborn employer like me, if it wasn't for the contract, you would have left long ago, right?
I'm something of a troublesome employee too. I'm pretty surprised that you've managed to put up with me all this time. Thank you for your help. I hope everything works out for you in the future, Mr. Raynell.
You didn't bring me a gift, did you?
Yeah, an album. I bought it from an artist in the community.
The name here seems to ring a bell. Oh, I remember now. He wrote a 27-minute song last year just to curse at me.
I didn't know that. I just thought that you should take a listen to his songs.
No matter. No need to fret. I already got my revenge.
What did you do?
I bought out the rights to a fair number of his songs from his previous company. Then I gave them to the band he reviles most to cover.
I'll leave the album here. If you want to listen to it, knock yourself out. If not, then so be it.
Yes, he did indeed rip out the phone line when I called a few days ago. Please give me a little more time. I will do whatever it takes to get my hands on that plot of land. Our development project will move ahead as scheduled. Sir, I'm sure you know how loyal I am. It's not that I don't care, but this is a little tricky. The businessman who has development rights there isn't being very cooperative. We can go soft or go hard on him, but it won't matter. I've tried going straight to the community myself, but the people there are tough to crack. We've tried and failed. No, it's not an excuse. It really is where things stand right now. Besides, it seems there is another faction within the coalition government that's backing Raynell. I don't want to be rash here. Yes, I'm incompetent for not having found anything on them. This is why, if I may be so bold, I'd like to ask if you have, any clues at all? Say, who would want to steal this slice of pie from your hands? No, I'm not questioning your position within the coalition at all. It's just a possibility. You want me to proceed without a care to this? Is this really okay? If I offend anyone with these actions... Very well, if you say so. I won't betray your expectations.
Capitan, not even the gentleman knows who they are.
He doesn't know, but he also doesn't care. He gave me the highest command in Dossoles, hinting that I must take care of this quickly.
What about Candela?
He says he will take care of her.
If we have his full support, then this will surely be solved without issue, but you don't seem very happy.
Think about it. What kind of subordinate needs his superior's full support to finish something?
A trusted one?
Huh. It's a useless one, of course. I was hoping to put on a great performance bringing this development plan to fruition, but now he'll probably just think of me as an idiot who needs him to clean my messes.
Once we get that plot of land and all this is over with, he might just not care anymore.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. He's got this kid working for him who's been rising through the ranks. Supposedly, he's sending him here. If I don't want to be replaced, I have to do more than get my hands on that land. I need some extra accomplishments.
Do you have any ideas?
Of course. I've had this in mind for some time now. Raynell's been jerking me around like I'm a fool. If I don't return the favor, that would just make me a wimp. Now, if I could swallow up his art museum too. There are 2 days until his opening ceremony. With this little time, looks like I'll have to take the cruelest, riskiest route for this.
Weird. This is too weird.
Ernesto, I saw the garage lights on. You haven't gone to bed?
Arletta, come in.
Still working on the community stuff. Everyone's been so busy the last couple of days.
If only. I'd be so much more passionate. I'm working on repaying a favor.
A favor from finding the medicine last time. Anything I can help with?
What are you talking about? No, it's a personal thing.
Brother, don't try to do everything on your own. If you need me for anything, let me know before it's too late.
Relax, it's nothing big at all. You should go get some rest.
Whatever, you've always been like this, keeping just about everything to yourself and never showing even a hint of what you're thinking. Nobody can help you at all.
You're overthinking it, Arletta.
How's this overthinking it? You keep acting like that. Of course this is what I'm gonna think. I'm going. You get some rest soon.
Letting you help out isn't the same as letting you get involved in this mess. Don't blame me for this one. Weird. How did such a large shipment of explosives disappear without a trace as soon as it entered the city? There's another shipment on the 28th, and another on the 3rd of next month. There were also a few shipments of brewing ingredients around the same time. Is that how they made it in? No, the routes don't match up. There were 4 inspection checkpoints. There's no way they could have gotten through without being discovered. Unless the shipments were never going to be inspected in the first place. So precious that no one dared to check them? Luxuries, fine wine? That's not precious enough. Probably something that could easily fetch hundreds of millions of dollars? No, I have to go and check out this Galeria Kryształowa. A voice can be heard behind a door in an alley. Oh, what's going on? You've been holed up here crying the whole time?
Luck has been on my side today.
I came across all these weird transpositions. What's the bass, Clav? I'm a trumpeter. What the hell was the composer thinking? It only occurred to me when the rehearsal began that my score has a long multi-rest with only a couple of notes in between here and there. Was there a grace note above the rest? No, it's just a bunch of whole rests over 100 measures in a row. I counted all the way up, and I realized I must have miscounted because I entered this too soon. It was a very loud note. Everyone stopped and looked at me. Does whoever wrote the music know what a trumpet is? Get some rest. Tomorrow will be better. You sure? And another pair of voices behind a window. Our arts festival is tomorrow. I'm so nervous. If you can't sleep, mind helping me work on my draft? I thought you finished your draft a long time ago. Yeah, I did, but the app froze on me when I was wrapping up yesterday. I went out for dinner while waiting for it to unfreeze, and by the time I got back... Stop it! That's enough! Say no more! Stop! Wait, stop moving around so much when you're clutching your head! My tablet's over there! It's gone. It's all gone. How come I'm so unlucky today? Report. The crossbowmen have the high ground. No one has spotted us. Standing by for orders. What a busy day this has been. What time is it? Good, still got time. I'll head to the city for a drink. Ow! Who would leave such a big rock out in the middle of the road? So inconsiderate. What's with this? What's with everything today? Nothing's going right. I gotta find a fortune teller tomorrow and do something about my rotten luck. Sorry about this, senor, but you'll have to go back. No one is allowed outside. Who are you? What gives you the right to stop me? Turn around, senor. Hey, who are you people? Who sent you? That's close enough, senor. Soon, more soldiers in uniforms, all with stern expressions and armaments, emerge from all these streets and alleys around them and surround the neighborhood. A few black trucks drive between them, churning a flurry of dust. The men start unloading the truck's contents masterfully. The sky may already be getting dark, but the objects they unload are shiningly bright. They start to unfurl rolls of barbed wire in front of everyone, enveloping the whole community. What are you doing? Senor, this is just a routine fire inspection. No need to be alarmed. We will greatly appreciate your cooperation. Oh boy. Capitan had enough, I guess. Well then, before we head on to our next stage, we do have one new enemy to add here, which is the Reckless Grenadier. And it says a specialized combatant who does not carry conventional weapons. Though well paid and exempted from standard military training, nobody envies them. Well, I do know why he's well paid. The guy is carrying a backpack that is filled to the brim with grenades, and he kind of also looks like a nerd. I don't know, just me? Is maybe the glasses? But also, the guy is just living the Call of Duty dream of grenade toss. But yeah, anyway, we move on to stage number 6, our final stage for today, titled Anti-Art Movement. Yes, this is part of the tour. It is a warning. Fire consumes art, but the flames of greed are fiercer than any blaze. Let's go. Techno, Papa, there are soldiers putting up barbed wire downstairs.
Soldiers? What are they doing here?
They showed us warrants. They say they're here to investigate the fire hazards.
What?
Is that something the military handles? Isn't this a job for those dumb civil servants?
Techno, take the elderly and children away from here. Go to the Rhode Island office and get Ernesto. Everyone else, come with me and bring weapons. Don't count on getting a good night's sleep.
I'm staying.
You have the best arts of us all. You're the only one I can trust to get him out of here.
But...
Techno, I'm giving you an important mission. Protect them, at all costs.
Okay, Papa.
May I ask your purpose here?
Diaz Gonzalez, I remember you. You came to Dossoles and became a firefighter after you left the Sinos army. You fought fires for 5 years, putting yourself in danger countless times and earning just as many commendations. How did you fall so far as to end up in this stinking place?
I'm a firefighter. It doesn't matter where I am. I'm always fighting fires. A fire in a luxury hotel is still a fire, and so is a fire in a back alley. If there's a fire, I can and will fight it.
Huh. The way I see it, you're one of us, Diaz. I'm sure you'll cooperate, right?
Enough! I know what it is you're scheming. You call this a fire safety inspection, but you're just trying to chase us away.
This is all in the interest of safety. You don't want a repeat of that disaster a couple of years ago, do you?
Get out of here! I have things under control. You don't get to tell us what to do.
Oh, that simply won't do, Diaz. This puppet show has drawn the eyes of the entire city. What happens here is about more than just you now. We'll make sure that your show doesn't have an adverse effect on the public at large.
I told you to get lost!
Oh, you don't get it, do you? We're here to conduct an inspection. We came prepared. Alright boys, make sure you check every last one of them. Don't let any potential danger slip through your fingers. Anyone who gets in the way of our inspection is endangering public safety. Show them no mercy. Yes, sir!
Coño, these thugs! Techno, I'm scared. Where are we going? Some bad guys forced their way into our neighborhood. It's not safe here. I'm taking you to Ernesto.
What about the others? Are we just going to leave them here?
Papa told me to look after you. He said, he'd stay and take care of the rest. They're coming this way. I need to hurry.
What's this about? Inspect all of the puppets' power lines. If you find anything risky, tear them all out. Hey, it took me forever to put all of this together. Leave those alone! Out of the way, public nuisance. Come on, man, don't do this. Be reasonable. You're looking at half a year's worth of blood, sweat, and tears. Don't ruin it, please don't. I could give a shit how many months you put into this. I should lock you up right now for this flagrant violation of electrical safety. Stop! Oh. Concha tu madre. Motherfucker, enough with the veiling. Don't. What the hell is this place? Some kind of hideout? I didn't expect it to be this clean. Sir, the puppets are right outside the window. Open them up and you'll see. Take a look, see how much foam and wood they stuffed in them. What if they were to catch fire? Tear them apart! Thugs, all of you! You should rot in hell! What a bunch of beasts! So thoughtless! Boss! What are you people doing? Did I tell you to round them up and bring them to the field? Get the lead out! These people are putting up a struggle. It's been difficult to get them under control. Then follow my lead and start cracking skulls, you idiot! See? Look how calm he is now. Bastards! You bastards! Now get them out of here. Those puppets are huge. It's gonna be plenty of work taking them apart.
We're almost out. They probably wouldn't expect us to come this way. Abuela, watch your step. The ground is slippery. Let me help you. Oh. Techno, will we ever come back? Of course, this is our home. But those men tore everything down. If we come back, we'll have to spend so much time to get everything back to how it was. They'll pay for that, I swear. When we get back, I'll help you put everything right. I promise. Quickly now. It's still a long walk to the office. Abuelita, I'll help you. Stay close, everyone.
Alright.
Techno? Ellie? Come in, hurry. What are you guys doing here? Where's Ernesto? I need his help. He said he had something personal to take care of and went off on his own. He's still not back. Ella and I are the only ones here now. What's going on? Coalition forces have surrounded the neighborhood. They are tearing down our puppet show under the guise of a fire inspection. Papa told me to bring everyone here to lay low.
Techno, what's the situation over there now?
I don't know. On the way here, all I could hear was the sound of them breaking everything. A lot of people were crying, and I don't know if they were hurt or not.
Those thugs!
I need to go back. I'm worried about Papa. He was acting brave, telling me to leave and let him deal with the soldiers. But he's not nearly as strong as he used to be. He's old now, even if his tongue is as sharp as ever. I have to go, Ella.
Don't cry, Techno. We'll go with you.
We will help you.
Doc here will stay and take care of the elderly and the children. Don't worry about them.
Ella, Techno's people here are all fine. They don't need me. It's the ones in that neighborhood who need my help. I'll go with you.
These vents are way too long. I'm covered in dust.
How is it, Doc? Can you get down?
I have pretty broad hips. I think I'm stuck.
Give me your hand. I'll pull you out. Oof.
The vents may be great for you guys to crawl around, but I have a hard time just squeezing myself into them.
They have the place completely surrounded, and they're covering the way we came out too. The vents are our only path.
Fuze, give me a sitrep. It's more complicated than we thought. They have a large number of troops standing guard outside the neighborhood. I had to break off, but the explosives are in place. Ready to detonate.
How's it looking outside the window?
There are way more men than I anticipated. They took everyone outside.
Is anyone hurt?
Yes.
Then, is anyone...
No, don't worry. They're alive.
That's good to hear.
Ella, there are snappers on the roof. We need to take care of them first. Doc, you and Techno stay here. Wait for our signal before you act.
What are you looking for, Techno?
The storage device. All our design documents are stored on it. They destroyed our puppets, but as long as we still have that, we can rebuild them someday.
I'll help you look for it.
Well, I thought I was just up here for a smoke. I didn't expect to run into a few sneaky musk beasts.
I'll deal with him. Go and get the storage device. It's in the top shelf of that cabinet.
Alright.
Senorita, maybe you should let your friend take me on instead. A little girl like you can't lend a finger on me.
Oh, yeah?
You shouldn't have taunted her.
Didn't your mother ever teach you not to look down on people? Time to teach you a lesson.
Ah! My leg!
Little girl. I'm a little girl because I'm short.
My nose!
Little girl. Vete a la chingada. Dealt with him. Did you find the storage device?
Bad news. There's nothing on the top of the cabinet. Someone took the device.
Who could have taken it?
You can stop glaring at me, Senor Diaz. I asked you to cooperate with us. You only have yourself to blame for all these wounded.
You can drop the act. Who are you trying to fool?
Hold him down! Ooh, you're some fellow. If I didn't have my men here, you might have actually cut me down. I'm afraid I have some bad news. Our inspection turned up a lot of serious hazards, especially those puppets. Once activated, they could have a serious adverse effect on the whole neighborhood's energy supply, maybe even the surrounding neighborhoods. That's why I gathered all of you here to give you a warning.
Who sent you? There are plenty who think fondly of this place, and just as many who want to get rid of us. But all they ever do is come at us. They don't spare a thought to what we do.
Once you're there, your top priority is to destroy those puppets, and do it in full view of everyone. Cut off water and electricity, drive them out of the place. That comes later. For now, we provoke them, anger them, and then draw the fires of their fury, where they must burn. I'll be waiting there for good news.
Except him. Except that man.
Do you really have to ask if you've already figured it out? Is this all of them? Do it! The moment the officer gives the order, the soldiers standing by swarm in. The puppets' bodies are rapidly torn apart, their materials and internal wiring scattered all across the ground, until only their heads lean against each other. Their once swift pupils fall from their eye sockets, exposing the torn wiring inside. There's a deafening silence among the assembled crowd. Many choose to look away, unable to bear witness to this atrocity. Only Diaz looks on, without so much as a blink. His eyes are filled with fury. Oh, right, I found this. Storage device on one of your shelves. I had a man check it out for me. Your design documents are all in here, along with a bunch of other things.
You've destroyed enough already. Won't you spare us this?
We have to eradicate all threats, Senor Diaz. An almost inaudible weeping can be heard in the silent crowd. Even a man as headstrong as Diaz is unable to keep his eyes stony.
Give that to me, you thug!
Who's there?
Out of the way!
Coño! She snatched it! What are you idiots doing? Who let this punk in here? Seize her!
You...
Stop resisting and hand that over.
Let go of me!
Trying to use arts? Hand it over.
In your dreams!
You dare kick me? The officer, after getting a kick in the face from Techno, angrily shoves her to the ground and attempts to snatch the device back, but the Durin keeps a tight grip on it throughout the whole ordeal. After multiple fruitless attempts, the officer gives up. He stands up, expressionless, and stomps violently onto Techno's tightly clenched fist. Again and again, until his soul is dyed solid crimson. Still won't let go, huh?
I won't take it from you if you can't.
The moment he lifts his knee again, a red beam shines from the roof of a building up above, with a small red dot landing on his forehead. Try stomping her again. If you want to know what it feels like to have 3 bullets enter your body at the same time, go ahead.
What took you so long?
I'd die if I leapt from the 4th floor of a building.
Huh.
Take your men with you, sir. All of them. Or you'll have more than bullets waving hello. Fine. We completed our objectives. No reason to waste any more time with you. Notify all units. We're pulling out. Miss Ella, what brings you here?
Where is Raynell?
Is playing golf on the balcony. Wait, Miss Ella? My apologies. Did the shot just now hit you? Why are you so angry?
Something happened in DS's community yesterday.
Something happened? What do you mean?
Haven't you heard? Their arts festival performance has been ruined.
Why does this sound like an accusation?
Milos asked me to persuade the community to push back their performance so that it doesn't conflict with their opening ceremony.
Right, I asked Milos to talk to you about it. So you think that because you weren't amenable to the proposal, I asked someone else to do this?
I saw Milos talking to that captain several times when I was your bodyguard. His drug warehouse is under your name. Looking at it now, your relationship isn't as tense as it seemed. He's even on your ceremony's guest list. I've had my suspicions that I didn't investigate, but now that this happened, I have to work out what's going on.
Tell me, Miss Ella, did you come to me with a prejudice answer?
No prejudice here. I want to hear your explanation.
No, my communication with that man is not about cooperation. It's to watch him play the fool. So many have come up short when working against that community, and I was thinking perhaps he too would get a taste of his own medicine at their hands.
What?
That's the truth. It doesn't matter if you believe me or not, but I didn't order him to do this.
Maybe you didn't intend for this to happen, but did you think of the consequences beforehand? You sent a leader of an armed force to deal with a bunch of unarmed civilians.
I never expected this to.
Or maybe you never cared. You built this extravagant museum for the sake of your ego. Is that not enough? Why do you keep harassing people that have nothing to do with you, over and over again? Why? Do you really need any of this to prove yourself?
Enough, Miss Ella. It's time for you to leave.
Mr. Milos, I've been meaning to ask, how can you stand spending so much time around this monster?
Get out. Enough, Miss Ella. If you insist on making someone the mastermind of this tragedy, then let's just say you have the man. But it's time for you to go. The man turns around and stands firm. Ignoring Ella, he shifts his center of gravity, twists his shoulders inwards, then swings his club elegantly. The golf ball draws an arc in the sky, and although it should have landed roughly a meter from the hole, it strangely changes its trajectory mid-air and slips into the hole. Ella picks up a golf ball from the basket and lifts it up under the sun.
I noticed it a while ago. Doesn't matter how strange your trajectory is, your shots always land in the hole. Mr. Milos, as the man closest to Raynell, can you tell me why? Have you ever tried a single drive on your own merit, Raynell?
Ever tried to draw a real curve in the sky?
Many times.
How did they go?
It's exhausting. There are no holes in the grass. It's a futile exercise.
Well, that's too bad.
Ella lets out a sigh and throws the golf ball in her hand. It tumbles in the grass for several revolutions before slowly drifting into the hole. Quick little flashback. How did it go? Is it done? Good. Even the timing of the evacuation was perfect. This is the first time you've executed something so beautifully since I came to Dossoles. Those four? Don't worry about them. Didn't you put that punk out of commission? The whole community must be furious now. They can't stop them. Now hurry up and get back here. We still have bigger fins to fry. Once this is dealt with, it'll be smooth sailing for both you and me. What do you mean half the force? We'll use all the forces at our disposal. This will make or break everything. Get it together! Right, send everyone back to the Galeria. Have them stand by for orders. The more the better. The cost is no object when compared to the potential profit. Oh, and one last thing. Remember to send a couple smart, glib-tongued fast runners to get those in the community riled up. We wouldn't want them to flame out disappointingly. Back to present. El Capitan breathes a long sigh. Although the stage and seats have been set up outside the Galeria for its opening ceremony, there is hardly anyone in attendance yet. An early arrival tourist. Huh, this is so boring. I thought there'd be something warming up the party if I got here earlier. There's still a few hours to go. Nobody's here yet. We didn't have to rush over. Huh. What are you laughing about? There might just be a surprise for getting here early. That was heavy-handed of them. This is all I can do right now. It may be difficult for you to perform more precise tasks with your right hand in the future.
Precise tasks?
Like writing or painting. Sorry.
It's not your fault.
Remember to come get your wound redressed tomorrow. If only I had gotten down there just a minute sooner. Don't blame yourself. The people here are much faster and physically capable than us. It's not easy to give chase. I know that, but that officer did it right in front of me.
Ella, you're back. What did Renel say? He didn't order this, but that doesn't mean he's totally unrelated.
What do you mean? Are you defending him?
Renel contacted the captain and told him that as long as he could take care of the troublesome elements in the community, he would get the development rights to the neighborhood. How is that not him giving the order? But he also told me that his goal was to see the captain make a fool of himself for offending him. He knows the people of the community are capable.
Why doesn't he come take a look at what happened to the place himself then? How could he say that?
Calm down, Kateb.
Even if I could calm down, what about the people in the community? Go take a look outside. How are they supposed to calm down once they hear Renel's excuse?
The four of them feel a tremendous sense of despair as they walk amongst the crowd. The members of the community sit despondent on the side of the street. All of them look as though their souls have been sucked away. Once, this was where they poured their enthusiasm, hard work, and inspiration, but there is nothing left here now. Looking around, some are slowly lifting their heads up to stare at the blank expressions on each other's faces. But more of them simply sit there, unsure of what else to do.
Ella! Ella! Techno? Is it Raynell? Is it the bastard who sent the coalition assholes to lay waste to our hard work just for the sake of his opening ceremony?
Techno, there are a few things we need to confirm first, but I don't think... Suddenly, an unfamiliar community resident chimes in. You don't think what? You used to be his bodyguard, of course you're making excuses for him. An eye for an eye, I say. We should take this to his Galeria.
Have everyone bring what's left of the festival. Once we're there, we'll smash that bastard Raynell's Galeria with...
You don't think that makes us look too weak?
Weak? What else do you want us to do?
We should be charging the Galeria to make Raynell and his secretary pay for this with their blood.
There's someone in the crowd fanning the flames. Looks like somebody wants this escalated.
Everyone, please calm down. But we probably can't take them on. I've had a bad back for years. I can't do violence.
Me too. I have a herniated disc.
The only thing I can hurt anyone with is my sincerity. My body doesn't stand a chance. Well, I've trained for a few years, but I've got hemophobia.
Maybe things haven't gotten quite that intense just yet.
We can't be this spineless, can we? Are we just gonna sit and do nothing after all they did to us? It doesn't sit right with me. Why is his opening ceremony allowed to go on after they destroyed our arts festival?
Papa, what do you think?
Come, get your things. We're going to that glass building.
We aren't actually going there to fight, are we?
Mr. Diaz, wait.
No, I'm telling you to bring your sound equipment and instruments. We lost our venue, so we'll use Raynell's Galeria. They don't want us to see us dancing. We will make them watch us dance.
A massive roar goes off. The crowd is suddenly riled up like a pile of dry hay set alight by a match.
What do we do now? Let's start by keeping an eye on them.
Did we get the job done?
No idea, but either way, they are going to the Galeria.
Report, the Musk Beasts have emerged from the hole.
Senor, where do I put this vase?
Oh, that goes to exhibition hall number 3.
Gracias.
You're going the wrong way. Hall number 3 is that way.
Pardon, I'm new here. I've searched almost the entire museum. They've got heavy security detail everywhere except this area. I've racked my brains for so long, but none of my ideas got me inside. Damn it, even though all the leads pointed me here. Someone's coming.
The opening ceremony is about to start. Senor Milosh requested everyone to leave the Galeria and attend the opening ceremony in the plaza. What? Even us? He was clear that not a single one of us is to stay in here. Alright. Let's go, hermanos.
Strange. Raynell is making everyone go to his conference? What is he trying to do? This place doesn't seem all that special either compared to the other places. Maybe...
Ernesto takes out a few glass balls from his pocket and places them gently onto the ground. Although they should normally be stationary on a flat surface, they all begin to roll in the same direction. The floor is slightly slanted. He knocks on a wall. Just as I thought, here's a secret door. Let me guess, maybe this unremarkable painting? The conference will start in 2 hours, and some early arrivals are already seated. Have you decided what you're talking about during the ceremony? Doesn't matter, it's all to buy us time anyway. Let's just pick something from the proposals we've got. That CVAP thing looks good to me. What will we use for the background picture of the presentation? A painting from the Galleria? Use a picture of Matteo. If you humiliate him like that, knowing him, he'll likely have an outburst. Why are you worried? I invited him exactly because I wanted to humiliate him. Besides, do you think I still care about his tantrums after all this time? His rage is nothing compared to the despair that those below will feel when the Galleria explodes. The wealth that was invested into this place and the money-grubbing ambitions of the arts market, it's all going up in one big explosion. All that worthless trash sold at astronomical prices, grotesque creations, with their expressions and messages warped. True art left untouched in storage, only ever seeing the light of day when resold. Look at what those greedy men have done to them. Now these pieces will at least find a proper home in the flames. The art market will be in chaos for the next few years. That's what I want. Every time those investors think back on this day, they will shudder and quake. They'll see the true value of the arts, never again to be mere merchandise for trading. And the artists who suffer for it will finally be free of this market madness. It's a shame my mother and the old bones aren't here. Raynell. Come, sit with me a little, Milos. Let's wait for tomorrow together. So dark. There's not even a bit of light here. Good thing I brought a flashlight. What's this? With the flashlight's beam, Ernesto finds packaging bags scattered across the hidden room's floor. The flammables inside are all neatly placed against the wall. They are piled on top of one another, reaching all the way to the ceiling. Can we agree that that military dude needs to get fired out of a cannon into somewhere into the desert? I don't think anybody can dispute that, right? God, that scene with him just stomping on little Techno, oh my god, on her hands. Oh! And also, this is where the, so far, second hardest scene to record was for me personally. And it was the one where not this one where Techno got stomped on, but the yelling scene from Doc when he loses his temper. That moment was very difficult to record, and it's one of those things that you might not realize until you start doing character voices. But when you're in character voice and you're trying to raise your voice while trying to stay in the same character, that is an extra step. That is an extra step. I hope I did good. I hope I did good with that one. That one was definitely, woo. I don't know how many times I re-recorded that. It was mostly because both trying to keep the voice intact, but also at the same time not fucking up the lines, which I did so many times. This is one of those scenes which I had to go over like probably like 10 plus times minimum. Ooh. So many attempts, but yeah. Screw that guy, shoot him out of a cannon, maybe put him in front of Fuze with his cluster charger, something. Put the guy, yeah, put the guy as a hostage and send in Fuze. Send in an army of Fuze characters. Anyway, yeah, shit is happening, and we finally have also the confirmation of what Raynell was up to. And I kind of figured it out for a while now that this is what he is planning. He is essentially trying to send a message, as we've seen. The guy is very in tune with art and loves art especially, and knows how artists are suffering, and yeah, he's sending a message, and he's about to send a bombastic message. I do wonder what's gonna happen, but that will have to wait for next time. Before I, however, let you guys go, one more thing to do. Time to accept our boy, our man, our beefcake. Oh, one thing I want to say, however, before I click here and accept Fuze. I might not be into dudes. I'm not attracted to dudes. However, that moment where Doc walked in front of the guy and was just intimidating the shit out of him with that speech to rescue Techno, was it just me? My temperature just went up like, ooh. Like, ooh. It's ooh, Doc, what are you doing to me? Ooh, baby. Anyway, sorry. Let's welcome Fuze into the mix.
Rainbow operator.
Friend of Chaos.
I said everything I need to. Let's get to it.
Short and to the point, I love it. They're all kind of short and to the point with all of their introductions. Anyway, that is now it for this part, so as always guys, thank you very much. If you enjoyed this, please consider leaving a like, it would help me out a lot. If you're new to the channel and enjoyed this, subscribe, and of course if you want to support me more directly, there are memberships, and as I always say, there will be no video behind a membership. It is literally just there to support me and the channel more directly than through just, you know, the ads and watching. But yeah, thank you very much guys. Next part is obviously going to be the finale. We do have 2 stages and 2 cutscenes left, and I will probably be including at least one of the new operator records as an extra epilogue. It will probably be Ella's. I believe hers is probably gonna be the most direct, like, epilogue to the story. Usually these, you know, poster characters for the thing are extra epilogues to it, if they have an operator record, of course, and they usually have. So, yeah, next episode is gonna be beefy, so no guarantee it's gonna go out in, like, 2 days from now. I'll do my best, but we'll see. We'll see how difficult the rest is gonna be to record. But in the meantime, like I said, thank you very much. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye. Croissant.